Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. It's Paula Fern from Manchester in the UK. I hope you are really well. It is hashtag Travel Tuesday, and I'm joined today by Daryl, but she's looking after her grandson, so she might not be able to come on, but we're going to play it by ear anyway. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is having a really good day, good morning so far. We're going to talk a little bit about side hustles, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So everybody, it seems, right now is getting on the bandwagon of having a side hustle, whether that's something that they plan on replacing their job with, or whether that is something that they just want to do on the side to get a bit of extra money because everyone's struggling financially at the moment, and a bit of extra cash really helps out everyone. So what's good? No, what's bad? Let's start with the bad stuff first. What's bad about having a side hustle? What scares people about starting a side hustle? Now, I started my side hustle. I'm with a different company now and have been for almost 5 years. But first company that I started my side hustle with, I was working in the corporate world at the time and just did it in the evenings. And it was really good. The products that I had were absolutely incredible. And they remain so to this day. They're very good. But what I found was I wasn't confident in sharing those products with other people because it was quite new to me. People didn't know me as a businesswoman. They knew me as Paula who works in the office. And so I'd go to work and I'd think, right, I'm going to take my brochure in, I'm going to take some samples in, this stuff is amazing. I'm going to share it with everyone. And I had them so often in my bag, ready to share. And I'd maybe give a couple out, but I'd not go, we had a break room and I could have laid everything out and just let everyone see how wonderful these products were. And I never did that. And yet people who had a side hustle with other companies, they were doing that and getting great results. So the first thing about a side hustle, for me, was confidence. I really had to build up that confidence over time. And I did build that confidence up. And part of that confidence lies with the company that you are a part of, because when you've got 100% trust and confidence in the company that you are using as a side hustle, that just seeps out in everything that you do when you're sharing that company and sharing those products or services. So what I'm saying to you is, if you are looking at a side hustle and don't feel you've got the confidence, just do it anyway. Just try it anyway. Another thing is that you don't necessarily, your friends might think that you're trying to sell to your friends, and it feels a bit crap when that happens. Your friends might not be your biggest cheerleaders when it comes to a side hustle. Your friends and family might just think, oh, lovely, it's a bit of a hobby that you're doing. And if it is a hobby, that's absolutely fantastic. But if you're wanting to build it into something bigger, it can be really disheartening. What I would say is, in terms of having that side hustle, when you're working things in that way, I wouldn't worry what anyone else thinks. I wouldn't worry what anyone else thinks at all, because what you're doing is actually doing something that's going to bring in an income that's going to help you and your kids, for example, or it's going to help pay those bills that are mounting, or it's going to help contribute towards getting out of debt. So all of these things, those opinions don't pay your bills. And those opinions from other people don't mean that you're able to get extra things for you and your kids, or go on days out, or do these little things that you want to do. So those opinions don't really matter. And if someone does have a strong opinion as to what you're doing, you've got to let that go. You've really got to let that go. Now, what are the good things about a side hustle? There's so many different ways you can do it. There's like hundreds of different ways that you can do it. And every single one of them is designed to fit into whatever it is you're already doing. Hey, Daryl, you're on mute. Yeah, okay. I think the grandson's a bit louder than we might be, so that's fine. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's kind of a bit calm at the moment, so we'll see how it goes.
That's fine. But I'm talking about how we shouldn't take the opinions of others on board when it comes to us having that side hustle, because they don't pay our bills.
No,
They don't take us on those days out. So
no.
having that side hustle, bringing a bit of extra cash in, don't worry about what anyone else thinks. And I know it's really easy to say, but you've got to power through that and think of the end result. The extra cash that you're going to get every month, every week, however you might get paid, far outweighs someone saying something negative to you. So always keep your focus on the end result. So the good things about having a side hustle, Daryl, what would you say that you love about having a side hustle? It's become not a side hustle, it's a main hustle, really.
Well, it could be a main hustle with a side hustle. Put it that way. There's no rules to say how many income streams you can have. You might want one main one that is your passion and that you put all your drive and effort into. But it doesn't mean you can't have a couple of little side ones on the side, which also bring in some extra income, because hell's bells, I need it, and that's for sure. And just an extra £100 a month can make such a difference, I know, to a lot of people right now. You don't have to be thinking that you've got to put your all into it if you're not up to doing that, or haven't got the time to. It's something you just fit in and out of what you currently do. And over time, it can gradually grow. And I just love the freedom of being able to do that, being allowed to do that.
Yeah.
No one could stop you and say, no, you're not allowed to earn any more money. No, I mean, I like the freedom of it, and I like the independence of it. And yes, and at the beginning, when I first started doing anything, I found it very disheartening, because I was going to people that I was close to. And just like you said at the beginning, they just saw me as Daryl, the person they were. It just didn't register with them at all that they could see me in that way. So I quickly learned really just to not depend on people I know close to me or my family. But in doing so, by widening my network and the people I talk to, I've made a lot more friends.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things that I take from what you've just said, and one's about the different types of side hustles. You don't have to stick to just one. You can have multiple streams of income, and most billionaires, whoever you want to look to, have that. They have multiple streams of income. But what you can do when you've got multiple streams of income, depending on the time that's spent, I mean, we old hands at all this, aren't we, really? We've done a lot of little bitty side things along with our big stuff. And what we find is we won't ever take on anything that takes too much time away from what our main focus is. But there are things out there that can do that you might just do for 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes before bed. And there's things that do allow you to get an income in that way. But what I do with those little mini side hustles is I use what I gain from that and use it against my bigger hustle. So what you're doing is you're actually in a position where you're leveraging income for the different things that you're doing. So if you've got something that is a bigger deal that's going to bring you in much more money, that could potentially replace the job that you're doing, then if you're looking at different little bits of things that can take 10-20 minutes a day and that doesn't take too much time away from what your main focus is, you can actually leverage the income that you're getting, or you can use it to go and take the kids out for a meal, or you can leverage it with what you're already doing. And there's lots of different options in terms of that, and that's what I love. Another thing that I took from what you said, Daryl, did you want to say something? Go on.
You may be about to make this point, so I might be stepping on your toes.
No, I'm going away from it.
If you found something that you really like to do, but because it's a main start, it's something where you have to actually have a joining fee.
Yes.
And it's a one-off joining fee, but it could be, generally most businesses want you to pay around about £200 a month to join.
Which, just to pause you there for 1 second, is not a lot.
No,
it's a franchise. You're looking at 10-20 grand.
It's not a lot of money to start an opportunity.
But sometimes
a lot of money, but if you haven't got that £200 right here, there now, it's very frustrating because you want to get started, but you can make that money with your little side hustles. You can you can get a side hustle and you can grow that money over 2 or 3 months and make that money in order to get your enrollment fee. That's what I'm saying.
It's spot on, because if you've got those, you've probably got those little dreams. So those little dreams, but then over time they might become bigger dreams. But the bigger dreams might mean more of an investment than what you've got right now. So what you can do is look at those little things that you're doing, compound it, and then get that big dream and kick off that really big sort of life-changing moment. Some people just prefer to have a little side hustle that they're quite happy with, is an extra couple of £100 a month, that might just be for treats or be for different things that you might want to do. But some people are looking much further beyond that, which there are so many things that can help you achieve either one of those dreams or both. But what I was also going to say, a lot of people, a lot of mums like me, start things like this for themselves. And coming from the mental health sort of angle and that kind of background, and those are the people that I work with on a day-on-day basis, day-to-day basis, emotionally, our emotional wellness, when we've got a project that's our own, that's our little baby, it feels so good. It feels so nice to see something start from like a little tiny idea of something and then start to grow it. And when you look back and you think, I did that, and it feels bloody amazing. And so a lot of people like myself will start a side hustle purely for themselves, to have something to work on, to do something in their spare time that they enjoy doing. And it brings that extra income, is just an added bonus. What do you think?
Empowering. Yeah, it's empowering, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
empowering. And the thing is, you are building your dream and not somebody else's.
Yes.
Because the time you put into your job or your work that you do for somebody else, you're building their dream. You're making money for them. They are making money out of you. They're giving you some money, but they're making more money. But if you're just in charge of your own small business, it's all yours.
It makes you feel so free. It does. And when you can pick and choose, like over Christmas, how many of you watching with kids had things they needed to do over Christmas? Nativity plays, Christmas fairs, all these different, going into assemblies, all these different things. When you've got a job, 9 to 5 or whatever the hours may be, you cannot always make those things. You cannot always go. And I remember it would break my heart that I couldn't actually go and see my son or my daughter receive some kind of reward for their work or for PE or for the different things that they get stuff for. And 9 times out of 10, when I was working in a job, I couldn't go to those things. So in 2015, that all changed for me. So as you know, I've got 4 kids. 2 of them are older, they're teenagers. I missed most of their reward assemblies because I couldn't get the time off work. I just couldn't do it. Whereas my younger 2, I've not missed one. And I've been to every single one. And their little faces when they're trying to seek you out in the crowd, and then they finally see you, it's just so like, it just makes you melt. And to be able to be in that position from having a side hustle and to grow it, it's like, yes, come on, bring it on. It's very exciting. But yeah, it's a really powerful thing. And so many people are doing so many different things. I think we've been through the ringer, really. We've had a few things that didn't work out. And what makes it valuable for us, I think, is we've made mistakes. We know what to look for. So if you are looking at side hustles and you're looking at different ways you can make an additional income, come and speak to us, because we know where you should look. You should do your due diligence, do all your background checks, check everything, work everything out and come to a conclusion. but make sure you've got all the facts to hand. If you don't know where to look, come and chat with us, because we can tell you where to look. We know what those red flags are. I think you've seen them a few times over the years, Daryl. And we know what you can look out for yourself, and then you can make an informed decision. That's, I think sometimes people jump into things and it's not what they thought it would be. And when that doesn't work out in the way they thought it might work out, that's when people start to lose faith. And it's really important to keep that faith, because these side hustles, these additional income offers, these different ways of getting extra cash into your house, they work. 100% of the time they work, if they are genuine and if you've made sure that they are up to spec. So I am going to say goodbye, and I'm going to say goodbye on Daryl's behalf as well. But if you got value from this, please come and have a chat with us. Let us know in the comments. If anyone has commented and I've not seen it yet, I will get back to you very shortly. But thank you so much for watching on this Travel Tuesday. Have an amazing day. I will see you very soon. Bye.